Hey everyone, so we are back at it today and we're talking about the latest flagship lineup from Viofo, and this is the A329. Now, what on earth is actually new with the Viofo A329 series? And more importantly, should you actually put your money down for it? Viofo has been dropping hits lately, but this new lineup claims to change the game with features we honestly haven't seen in this form factor before. We're talking about true 4K at 60 frames per second and external SSD support. But do these fancy specs actually matter for your daily drive, or is it just overkill? We've been testing it to see if it's worth the upgrade. We'll put the updated price and purchase links down in the description so you can decide for yourself. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let's begin. First off, let's clear up the confusion because Viofo released 3 different versions here. First, you've got the A329S, which is the standard front and rear setup that most people are going to buy. Then there's the A329T, which is a 3-channel setup that includes a specific telephoto module. That telephoto lens is dedicated to capturing number plates from a distance, which is a game changer if you do a lot of highway driving where cars are further away. Finally, there's the A329WW, which is a waterproof model built for exterior use. The core specs across the board are impressive. The front camera shoots at a native 4K Ultra HD at a buttery smooth 60 frames per second. To us, that 60 FPS is critical because it significantly reduces motion blur on fast-moving objects, making license plates much easier to read. The rear camera handles 2K at 30 frames. Both units are rocking the Sony Starvis 2 sensors, IMX678 in the front and IMX675 in the rear, which means the low light performance and noise reduction are top tier. Getting this thing up and running is pretty straightforward. You hold the memory card in the orientation shown on the slot and slide it in until you hear that satisfying click. Once you power up the A329 by connecting the car charger, it triggers the initial setup interface. Here you'll just set your language, time zone, and speed unit. We always recommend formatting the micro SD card right there to ensure the file system is optimized for the camera. Viofo has kept the physical controls, which we appreciate because touchscreens can be finicky while driving. It takes a minute to build the muscle memory, but it's logical. A short press on the record button starts or stops your recording. Audio recording is on by default, but you can short press the mic button to mute the cabin if you're having a private conversation. If you see something crazy on the road, a short press on the caution button locks the current file so it doesn't get overwritten. For grabbing a quick still image, you short press the menu button. Just remember, to actually enter the full settings menu, you have to stop recording first, then short press that menu button. It's a safety feature so you aren't messing with deep settings while the camera is rolling. Also, a long press on the Wi-Fi button toggles the signal on and off, which is handy when you want to connect to the app quickly. When it comes to the install, Viofo uses the static sticker method, and we love this because it saves your windshield from gummy adhesive residue. First, select a spot right next to the rearview mirror where the lens has a clear view. Peel the red protective film off the static sticker and slap it onto the clean glass. Then peel the green film off the front of the sticker. Next, peel the protection film off the camera's sticky pad and the lens itself. Press the camera firmly onto that static sticker for a few seconds to ensure a strong bond. Once it's stuck, power it up and use the LCD screen to adjust the lens angle up or down. You want to make sure you're capturing enough hood to give the video perspective, but mostly road. For the rear camera, it's the same deal. Connect the straight jack end of the cable to the rear cam and the angled jack to the front unit. Route the cable along the headliner using a pry tool to tuck it away and stick the rear cam to the back glass. Again, make sure you avoid the defroster lines if possible. Connecting to the app is way faster now thanks to the dual-band Wi-Fi 6. You just long press the Wi-Fi button on the cam, open the Viofo app on your phone, and connect to the network. The default password is usually 123456778. Inside the app, you get a live view, full settings control, and a file gallery. It's snappy and doesn't lag like the older Wi-Fi 2.4 GHz models. One feature we actually use a lot is the voice control. It recognizes simple commands so you don't have to take your hands off the wheel. You can say things like take a photo, video start, lock the video, or show rear camera. It even lets you toggle the screen and audio with voice commands. It's responsive and adds a layer of safety since you're not fumbling for buttons in an emergency. Also, if you picked up the optional CPL or circular polarization lens, aligning it is key. You just align the white mark on the CPL with the corresponding mark on the front camera lens. This cuts down dashboard glare significantly. There's even an optional CPL for the rear camera now, which mounts directly onto the lens. Now, this is where the A329 really separates itself from the pack. We can connect a portable SSD directly to the camera via a Type-C cable. The system supports up to 4 terabytes of external storage. This is huge. You can choose to store footage directly onto the SSD, meaning you could record a cross-country road trip in 4K without ever overwriting a single file. Or you can just use it to offload footage quickly in case of an accident. It's a feature we didn't know we needed until we used it, and it makes managing these massive 4K files so much easier. We also tested the optional Bluetooth remote. Sparing is simple. You press the video lock button on the remote for 3 seconds, and the LED turns blue when it's linked. You can stick this remote anywhere on your dashboard. It has 3 buttons, a triangle to lock video, a mic button for audio, and a circle for Wi-Fi. You can even customize these in the settings. It's a small accessory, but having a dedicated emergency button within thumb's reach is great. If you opted for the A329T model, you're getting that extra telephoto module. It basically acts as binoculars for your dashcam. While the main lens captures the wide 120-degree view, the telephoto lens punches in to capture clear details of license plates that are further down the road. It's a brilliant addition for highway commuters. Finally, let's talk about parking mode, because battery drain is a common headache for anyone who hardwires their rig. The A329 offers a hybrid parking mode to solve this. When you enter the menu, you can select time-lapse 1 FPS, then impact. This means when the car is off, the camera records at just 1 frame per second to save space and power. But here is the smart part. You can set a cutoff voltage in the Vehicle Battery Protection menu, usually 12.2 volts or 24.4 volts. If your car battery drops to that level, the camera switches to a low-power impact detection mode, where it essentially sleeps and only wakes up if it feels a hit. You can also set a cutoff time, say 30 minutes, so after 30 minutes of time-lapse, it automatically switches to that low-power sleep mode. This practically eliminates the risk of waking up to a dead car battery while still keeping an eye on your vehicle. In our opinion, if you are looking for the absolute best image quality available right now, the answer is yes. The jump to 4K 60 FPS is legitimate. It makes freeze-framing license plates so much clearer than the standard 30 FPS cams we're used to. The SSD support is also a massive win for anyone who hates constantly formatting SD cards or losing footage. However, if you're already rocking an A329 Pro and you're happy with the quality, the upgrade might not be necessary unless you specifically need that telephoto module on the T model for highway driving. That telephoto module is the only thing on the market that really solves the distance problem. But for a fresh buyer looking for a flagship setup in 2026, this is the new king of the hill. So that's our take on what's new with the A329 series. It's a beast of a system that pushes the specs further than we've seen in a while. We'll put the links to the different models and the SSDs we recommend down in the description so you can compare the prices. If you think the 60 FPS is worth the extra cash, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more gear reviews and build updates. Other than that, we hope you all have a good day. Peace.